Hey guys, Double K here, and welcome back to the Porsche Project. So today, we are going to be putting the bumpers on the car, putting the windows in the car, and finishing the car. This is gonna be awesome. So, we're gonna start with the rear bumper. I have the rear bumper, the spoiler, the license plate holder, and the tail lights. So, we're gonna put the rear bumper together, and then we'll put it on the car. Alright, so let's start with the license plate holder thingy, since that goes right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right there. I'm going to take the license plate, stick it right into where it needs to go. That took a little bit of shoving, but it's in there now. Now for the taillights and the spoiler. So let's flip this guy around. Taillights go here and here. So let's put some glue here. And some glue there. Some glue here. And some glue here. That should be enough. So now we gotta figure out which window goes with which. We just gotta make sure that it goes in straight. It's pretty loose, but oh, yep, we got it. That's one window, I believe. I'd better be right about this. And then there's this window, right there. Alright, those are pretty solid. Now it's time for the spoiler. So the spoiler is peculiar in a way. Slides in somehow, like wow. So the spoiler slides in right here and here, and this is so tight that it doesn't even need glue. So I'm just gonna leave it as it is. And since we don't need to allow this any drying time, let's put it on the car. Alright, that should be enough. Alright, so I'll put some glue on there. And now let's see if this guy will go in properly. Like it goes in like that. It just sets right there. Alright. Let's press that down to make sure that all of the edges are touching, because we do not want any cracks. Alright, so we got the rear bumper on the car after letting it dry overnight. It's nice and solid, and we can start with the front bumper. Alright, so now we have the bumper and these pieces that are going to go along with it. So here are the air intakes. They go in like that, and they are very loose. So, it looks like I might have to wait for this to dry for a bit, but that's okay. So let's start with some glue. There's the glue. And now we can put the pieces in just like that. Oh wow, glue is sticky. Awesome. And then we can put the other guy in there just like that. Alright, it's all set. Let's move on to this guy. This guy will be going right here. Get out of there, Bubble. Got all that. Now let's just put this guy in where he belongs. There we go. Alright, so the bumper is done. Now we got to do this piece right here. This piece actually goes on the back, so we'll put it on the back of the car and then we'll put the bumper on. Alright, so what we got to do here is we only need to put some glue right there. And now this part might be a little fussy, but we'll do our best. Okay. There, just like that. Easier than I expected. Alright, so that's that guy. And now we can move on to the bumper. So let's put some glue down here. and over here, and on the sides. And over here. And now, let's take our bumper, and it should just go on right like that. Alright, so after allowing a few minutes for this to dry, we got the front bumper on, and it looks great. So now it's time to put all the windows in place. Alright, so let's put some glue down in here. And let's also put some glue up in this corner. And some over there. And now we can take the window, place it right in there. Awesome. That's one window. Now we gotta do the other. And now we gotta do the windows up here. Alright, so now we have the front window, the mirror, and the mirror holder thingy. So we gotta put the mirror holder thingy on the window. And I don't know how good or bad this is gonna turn out, but we'll find out. These pieces are super small. I have no idea I'm gonna get them in place properly, but I'll try my best. So let's put some glue over there, put the glue down, take the piece in my hands, in my fingers, let's see if I can get it into place properly. I got it. Alright, I got that piece into place. And now, it's time for the mirror. Oh boy. So this piece, you turn it around. Whoa! Not that way. Just put a tiny bit of glue on it. If we can get him where he needs to go. And there we go. These pieces are super loose, so they're gonna have to dry for quite a while before we put them onto the car. So we'll wait for that and then we'll continue. Alright, so this has dried now, so now we can put in all 4 of the windows. So let's start with this window right here. Looks like this guy is gonna go right in here, so let's put some glue there. And all along the edges. Just like that. Put some right there. Oh, my glue's stringing a bit. Don't want that. Alright, I got the strings out. Now we can put this window right in here. I'm going to hold this in place right here because the outline, the bar right here, does not want to stay with the plastic. So now that that's done and it looks all good, we can put in the other windows. Alright, so to do this, we're going to need to put some glue on the edges here. Well, that was a little too much. That should be good. Now let's put the window very carefully in here. I tested the connection between the windows and their cases, or their holders. It's not very tight, so these are going to have to sit nice and carefully. Alright, so that's one window. Let's do the other one. And now it's time for the back window right here. So we can put some glue right around here. And set that piece. I use this to help me out. Set this guy right where it needs to go. Alright, there we go. There's the back window. Now we can put on the top. Alright, so now it's time to put the top on the car. So what we can do is we can put some glue right around here and here, and also on the tops of the windows, and even a little bit over here. And now we can set the top on the car. Just like that. Well, would you look at that? The windshield wipers snapped in 2 places. Rip the windshield wipers. So these are the final parts that we'll be putting onto the Porsche, and then we'll put on the wheels, and the car will be finished. Okay, so we got these tiny little pieces right here that go into this area right here. So what I want to do, I'm going to put some glue on that. And I'm just going to stick that in there. It's that easy. Alright, now for the other side. There we go. And now we can put the plates, the black plates, on this part right here. So I'm going to tip this up. And we'll put glue in the holes here and there. Then we'll take this plate and put it right in there. And it's nice and solid. That doesn't look like it's going to come out. Alright, so now it's time for the mirrors. There's the reflective glass, and there's the mirror case. So all we gotta do, put some glue right in there. And then we can take the mirror piece, and just put it right to the mirror. Just like that. Alright, so now it's time to put the mirrors on the car. Let's turn this guy this way a bit. The mirror goes right in there. So let's put some glue in there. And the mirror will just sit like that. Now let's do the other mirror. This mirror goes right in there. And now it's time for the final part of the project. The final part of the Porsche, the wheels. Some glue on the wheel right here. And take the wheel, push it into position. Now let's do it on the other side. Take the wider wheel and put it into position. Now let's do the other wide wheel, put it into position, and then the final wheel right there. Alright, now hopefully these wheels will be glued into place quite nicely. Alright, so here is the finished Porsche. Man, I'm so happy with how this turned out. So I'm gonna let it dry and make sure that everything went well. And then I'll polish it a little bit, and then we'll have a final result. So here it is, guys. The Porsche 918 Spyder. Wow. This looks even better on camera. So let's go ahead and examine this car close up and see how well I did. The bumper looks just fine. Everything looks like it's in order. Over here, that piece, that edge did not get painted, so that's on me. But then if you look closely, you can see that there's a little bit of glue residue, and that's also on me. I could have done better with the gluing. I probably could have gotten a tip for the glue so that I don't spill everywhere where I don't need glue, because if you try to wipe off the glue, the paint's gonna come off with it, and that's no good. But it looks like the paint is pretty good on the hood. The headlights look really good. Everything on the front looks really good. Windshield is okay. there's a lot of visible glue residue. You can literally see the dried glue around here and around here. And I honestly don't know how to do that any better. Like, yeah. Maybe if I use less glue and even it out more, I have no idea. And then I accidentally painted these side pieces here and here black when they should have been blue, so that's on me. The wheels are sticking perfectly, and I was worried about this because the chrome pieces tend to not stick very well, but these pieces are sticking perfectly, so I'm really happy about that. The interior looks really nice from what we can see. Here's the only problem I have with the interior. I never put any decals on, so if you can see right here, this is a whole page of decals. I didn't do any of these decals because I forgot there were even decals until I was starting to build, until I was like halfway through building this thing. And it's best to put the decals on before you actually start the building process. So either I got lazy or it just wasn't the best idea to do it once I started building this guy. So yeah, no decals, although the decals would look really cool. I'm not going to put any on the exterior like on here or anything. I'm just going to leave this as it is. Here's where my main mistake came in. This part right here, the glass. So I'm mad at myself for this because if you remember, I had to take the glass off and put it back on because I forgot to put in these black pieces right here. So that made a big mess of glue. Like, there was paint coming off, there was glue residue everywhere, and if I didn't do that, then this would look much better than it does now. And then another thing I also got mad at myself about was I broke this piece because it came off like 3 times. Like I said, the chrome does not want to stick. What I saw online was that if you scrape off some of the chrome, it sticks better, but I didn't have anything to do that with, so I was kind of being a dummy about it and just tried to stick it on anyway. It's sticking now, but I almost snapped it in half, and I'm really mad about that. This is all looking pretty good. We got a bit of white, and that's because I made the assumption that only the front-facing pieces, like the pieces that were going to face outwards, only those parts of the of each piece needed to be painted. So I didn't paint anything else. Like if you saw my earlier videos, the top part of the underside was white. So yeah, I did not paint enough of the pieces, which makes white stuff come out every so often. So yeah, another thing up here that I forgot to mention is the parts where the brackets connect the pieces to themselves. I think I figured out a resolution for that. I could like keep the parts in a flat box, and I could get like a flat box or something, and I could take the parts off of the brackets, sand down these little thingies, and then paint them afterwards, so that I don't need to paint them and then snap them off and then have these little unpainted areas that are sticking out and preventing things from happening. So yeah. And then another thing, these taillights, I could have painted the backs of these taillights red, and then they could have looked transparent, like ish, so that they actually look like taillights and not like some crazy guy decided to swap out the taillights with some completely translucent things. If I turn this upside down, you can just see that the plastic is not perfect, and that's just something that you have to deal with when you build these things. The plastic is not perfect. It's going to be bendy, and it's going to not want to go the way it is. Like this, I couldn't do anything about this because I have no way of holding these together for hours for the glue to dry. This part right here is not fully lined up with the side, and yeah, just all these kinds of things. And oh crap, I broke the mirror. So that's it for the Porsche, and there were a lot of things that I could have done better. I'm just gonna say that flat out. There were a lot of things that I could do better. But here's another thing. This taught me a great deal. So if I ever do get another model car and make another video series on it, I'm gonna be doing that model car 10 times better than this one, because I'll know what I shouldn't miss. and I'll be sure to put the decals on. I'll be sure to paint every single piece so that there's no white left and all that kind of stuff. So this build taught me a great deal. And this model car series, this was just a test. So if I ever start another model car series, the next one is going to be 10 times more awesome and a lot less room for error on my part because I know what I need to do now. So this was a great experiment. This was a great learning experience. And I gotta fix that mirror. So yeah, there were a lot of things that I didn't do quite right. But I hope you guys enjoyed this series in spite of my errors. Because basically this series was the first series I made that was not gaming related. So it's a step in a different direction. And I'm just hoping that you guys appreciate it, enjoy it, still think it's pretty good. And the next project series that I'll be doing has much less room for error because of what I've learned from the Porsche build. So yeah, this was a test subject and I'm getting on to the real stuff on my next series. So stay tuned guys, hit that like button down below, subscribe if you're new, hit that bell, and if you got any project ideas, let me know. Computers, models, anything. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!